For yet another year, we are hearing that the New England Patriots are expected to go into free agency and spend some damn cash. Look, I already hear the comments rolling in. You might have already commented it saying Patriots Global. We heard the same damn thing with Gerard Mayo last year. How do we know that things are really going to be different this year? And I think that there are some big factors we have to talk about on why I really do believe that the Patriots are going to spend some serious cash this free agency. What's going on, everybody? My name is Colby Cochran, also known as Patriots Global, your one-stop shop for everything involving the New England Patriots. Today's video brought to you by BetUS. We'll talk to you a little bit later how you can get an exclusive deal from them on your way in. Make sure to leave a big like on the video and subscribe to the channel to join the Patriots Global family. But this report is coming here from NFL Network's Tom Pelissero saying that he anticipates that the Patriots are going to be very active in free agency. He said this on the Felger and Maz show. Now, for those who don't know, yeah, there's a lot of reporters that are a little bit questionable. But when it comes to NFL Network and it comes to the top reporters, we're talking about Ian Rappaport, Tom Pelissero. Those guys do not go on shows. Those guys do not say nor report things unless they are factual. So the fact that somebody as high up as Tom Pelissero is going out saying these things, we as Patriots fans straight up should immediately know that things are different than last year. Now, I know Patriots fans are going to hear this and they're going to get PTSD from last year when the Patriots led the NFL in cap space. Gerard Mayo said, and I quote, "We're going to burn some damn cash." And the next day, walks it back and the Patriots pretty much do nothing in free agency. But like I said, this is different. Why? Because the league views the Patriots differently this year compared to how they viewed them last year. You have to keep in mind, that point, this time last year, it was year one of Gerard Mayo, a linebackers coach that had never really been a defensive coordinator, that was a first-time head coach. Nobody knew what to expect. Nobody knew the philosophies, what he was going to be based off of. Is he going to succeed in the NFL or was he going to be an absolute bust? Nobody knew what to expect from the Patriots general manager in Elliott Wolf. It was his first year doing so. The biggest controversy surrounding the Patriots last offseason was the quarterback position. And a lot of people think, well, Elliott Wolf didn't try to go out and get any talent. Elliott Wolf and Robert Kraft, they were stingy with the money, and that's the reason the Patriots got no talent here. Free agents literally said themselves, the reason that they did not come to the Patriots last year was because of the unknown. It's a simple thing that we as humans go through on an everyday basis. We do not want to put ourselves in a situation that we are not comfortable in, and usually we're not comfortable in situations where the unknown is surrounding us, and that's exactly what the New England Patriots were last year. It just so happens, too, that arguably the biggest question mark surrounding the Patriots was the quarterback position. And whether it was on the defensive side of the football, whether it was at tackle, at wide receiver, free agents didn't want to come to the Patriots if they didn't know who the quarterback was going to be. Because free agents, I mean, these players, everybody under the sun knows that a team's success is going to be based off of their quarterback. If you do not have a top-tier echelon quarterback in the NFL, you are simply not going to be winning enough games. You're not going to be a true threat to potentially win a Super Bowl. You don't have to be the 2020, the 2010 New England Patriots going to the Super Bowl every year. You don't have to be the Kansas City Chiefs going to the Super Bowl every year. But players, at the very least, they just want to know that if they go to your organization, that they're going to have the potential at going to a Super Bowl. Not go to your team and know it's going to be filled with missing the playoffs year after year after year. Now the Patriots, they have, I don't want to necessarily say a proven quarterback in Drake May, because I do still think we need to see things from him. We need to see a little bit more consistency. Mac Jones looked good after 1 year, and we all kind of were sold on him, and then it went downhill. Not saying that Drake May is going to be Mac Jones, but I do still think we need to see some more consistency from him. But nonetheless, whether it's been from players, coaches, NFL insiders, players and head coaches from other teams, everybody has hyped up Drake May. And there was a report that came out a couple of months ago that multiple NFL executives believe that Drake May is going to be a top 3 to top 5 quarterback in the NFL. On top of that, you now also have a head coach that has connections in the league. You have 5 former head coaches that are currently on the New England Patriots roster. The Patriots are building up a coaching staff that knows what they're doing. that is proven, that can be a championship level coaching staff. Players are going to see that and they're going to be intrigued because that unknown that we talked about just a minute ago, that's not surrounding the Patriots anymore. The two most important things in football, the coaching staff, the quarterback. Those are now not unknowns in New England. Before we continue on today's video, though, I want to give a massive shout out to the sponsors of this video over at BetUS because we could not freaking be here without the support of BetUS. The Super Bowl is tomorrow, and you still have time to get in with all the action over at BetUS. When you guys sign up and use the code that you see on the screen, YouTube150, that is YouTube150, you will lock yourselves into a limited time exclusive offer of a 150% sign up bonus on your first deposit, followed by 125 on your next two, all the way up to $2,000. That's a deal on your first three deposits. Great part is the deal, it don't stop there because you also can get back a 10% back on your net losses 2 times a year. Some of you might be saying, I don't want to bet on the Super Bowl if my team's not in it. I completely get that. One of my favorite things, in fact, my favorite thing about BetUS is they have the best betting variety in the business. Not just betting on NFL games, but you can also bet on NFL futures. Right now, they have odds out for which team the top free agents are going to land at. Spoiler alert, the Patriots are on a good amount of those, but they also have college football, basketball, baseball, hockey, horse racing, fighting, politics, entertainment, you name it. BetUS is going to have it, but play smart, play responsible, never bet more than you can afford to lose, but a big, big shout out to BetUS. Now, with the Patriots expected to lead the league in cap space for a second consecutive season with about $120 to $130 million in cap space, I want to take a look at some of the guys that they could potentially target. Now, I'm not going to break it down too in-depth because a video is coming out for you guys about some of the guys the Patriots could target in free agency at their respective positions. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of these guys. And my biggest thing is looking at the offensive line. Offensive line is the biggest one. I'm looking at this, and this to me is a clear picture on why the Patriots need to go offensive line heavy in this draft, especially early on. I don't love the depth for tackle as the draft goes on, but early on, I think that there are some guys that could be your franchise guy. You look at this free agency class, and it's not good. The top guy is going to be Cam Robinson, the former Jag that at the trade deadline went to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I think that he can do a serviceable job, but I think he's wildly inconsistent. He's also a guy who's 30 years old, so he's on the back end of his career. You're signing him to, at max, a 2-year deal. I have some concerns about his availability staying on the field on a consistent basis, and he currently, right now, has an average pay per year of $17.5 million. I understand the Patriots, they're going to have to pay a little bit more money because of the state that they're currently at with the amount of money that they currently have, but you also want to be smart with your contracts, and to me, I just don't think Cam Robinson is a guy that I'm paying $20 million to come on my team to be my franchise left tackle. I would love to have a guy like Ronnie Stanley on the team from the Baltimore Ravens. He's 31, so again, he's probably a guy that you would be bringing on for about 1 year. I also don't think that he's going to leave the Ravens. From what's been reported, he's a guy that is most likely staying in Baltimore, stays another year, and essentially finish his career there. I know a lot of people have thrown out Jedrick Wills. He's not been very good in the NFL. I'm completely passing on him. Patriots, they had reported in Tyron Smith last year. I think after he performed with the Jets, he's someone that they pass up on. I think if there's anybody that they could potentially look at, I would look at these two guys at the tackle position. Alaric Jackson, the left tackle for the Rams, 27 years old. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent, and he played the majority of the Rams snaps, playing 82% of them this past season. I think that he's a guy you can bring on to a multi-year deal. Again, I still prefer to go, first, second round of the draft, but if they want to go that veteran route, I think Alaric Jackson would be a guy that makes the most sense for them. And who knows? Maybe they want some familiarity. Maybe they go the Detroit Lions route with Dan Skipper, who's currently 31 years old. Now, when it comes to edge, I think that edge is a very important need for the Patriots, but this is also one, if not the best edge classes we've seen in the draft. So that's where I would look for the Patriots to try to add at the edge position. But I do think that they are realistically going to bring in at least one veteran on that defensive line. Josh Sweat is a guy that is expected to have a lot of interest league-wide. He's being viewed as a number 1 edge rusher in free agency. The Patriots can go out and get him if they really want. I mean, he's 28 years old. Maybe you give him about a 3-year deal, maybe a 2-year deal. but understand that you're going to have to give him more money than most teams would because you're not going to be a contender. Again, positive thing though for the Patriots is that they have that money to be able to go out there and spend. When it comes to someone like Matthew Judon, maybe that I'm in the minority in this one. I wouldn't be against bringing Matthew Judon back. Judon balled out for the Patriots even during training camp before they, ultimately traded him to the Falcons. I just don't think the Falcons knew how to utilize him. I think the Patriots always knew how to utilize him. I'd bring him back on like a 1-year deal for minimum. So depending on his market, wouldn't exactly be against bringing back somebody like Matthew Judon. Now, one thing I will also say when it comes to the edge position is watch Josh Uche, because when I interviewed him at the Super Bowl, he had something interesting to say. I kind of asked him about, his thoughts, and this is up on my channel. You can go ahead and watch this interview, but I asked him, what was your process going through that trade with the Patriots? Do you have any ill-advised feelings still towards New England? And he was basically like, no, I understand that this is a business. This is a place that I wanted to be. And he also hinted at the fact that, hey, you never know. I'm expected to hit free agency. So it sounds like Josh Uche may be willing to still come back to New England. This is a new regime, new coaches. Would Mike Vrabel be interested in bringing him back in? That's something that I would potentially watch. Now, cornerback to me is probably like the Patriots' fourth biggest need. I wouldn't go the draft route personally. Now, if they wanted to, I believe in their ability to develop those guys, but I think that this is a really good cornerback free agency class. And I also like the idea of bringing in a veteran there. With the kind of turnover the Patriots are having with their coaching staff in the secondary, I would love to see them just go that veteran route and have somebody that's proven, especially because I think how the Patriots are going to succeed early on is going to be because of their defense. I really liked someone like Carlton Davis just a couple of months ago. He goes down with a season-ending injury, broke his jaw or something like that. So I'm not as high on him as I was before. Somebody like Javarius Ward, we know he's hitting free agency. He said he needs a new change of scenery, from the 49ers. He's someone that I would love for them to target. DJ Reed is expected to be the hottest name in the cornerback market. I'm not really interested in DJ Reed. Great player, would love to poach him from an in-division rival, but he's way too small for me. The Patriots need a little bit of height, opposite side of Christian Gonzalez. I would love to look at somebody, like I said, Javarius Ward, even bringing Stephon Gilmore on a 1-year deal. Rasul Douglas from the Bills, I think, is an absolute baller. I'd love to look at him. Even looking at somebody that is going to have a lower market because of the amount of good names here in the secondary, Eric Stokes. This was a guy that a couple of years ago went in the first round with the Packers. I had him as a second-round grade. Really, really liked him. The Packers haven't gotten the most out of him. I wouldn't mind, as long as it's on a lower deal. Maybe you can add a void year in there if it ultimately doesn't work out. But take a flyer on him, see if you can develop him. I think that there were a lot of really good traits coming out of the draft. And then lastly, I know everybody wants to hear about this one, wide receiver. I don't love this wide receiver class in free agency. I usually don't. Somebody like Stephon Diggs is a guy that went down with a season-ending injury this past year with the Texans, who was on a 1-year deal, was looking like the old Stephon Diggs, too. Was looking really, really good. He's 32. He's on the back end of his career. Season-ending injury. We know he's a diva. I'm passing up on him. If T. Higgins hits free agency, I'm absolutely offering him the bag. Sounds like that's not going to happen, but if he does, I'm giving him the bag. I'm moving on from somebody like Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen. They're just on the back ends of their career. Chris Godwin, I think, would be really intriguing for the Patriots because he fits two categories that the Patriots need from a wide receiver. He's somebody that can play outside, but he can also play inside. He's a little bit of a smaller guy. The Patriots, they need that slot guy. They need a productive slot receiver that can take the bulk of their productions, get 80, 90 receptions, take those hard hits in the middle of the field. Drake May loves to operate in the middle of the field, but Chris Godwin also brings speed to the Patriots, which is also what New England needs, especially when looking at the type of offense that Josh McDaniels likes to run. So Chris Godwin, another potential target for me. I'd be curious if Josh McDaniels would want somebody like a Brandon Cooks or a Nelson Aguilar, also guys that can fit that speed role, have been in the organization before. Josh McDaniels knows how to utilize them, just brings in guys with familiarity. Now, I wouldn't personally go that route. I want to get guys who can be a part of this team when you start contending again. Brandon Cooks, Nelson Aguilar, both 32 on the back ends of their career, but let's be honest, that would be the most Josh McDaniels thing to do. You guys know one of my favorite free agent targets for the Patriots this offseason is Giants wide receiver Darius Slayton, a guy who can play inside, outside, works the best in the middle between the numbers. And also, he's still young, right? Only 28 years old. You can sign him to a 3-year deal, and he's still going to be productive for you and could potentially still be here when you start contending again. But guys, this is where I kick it off to you. What are your thoughts on the rumors that the Patriots are expected to spend some money in free agency? And what are your thoughts on some of the free agents that we just broke down that are expected to hit free agency? Who are you guys targeting? I want to hear from you in the comment section below. Another big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. Make sure on your way out, you guys leave a big like on this video because it helps support your boy really well. And of course, comment in the comment section below how you're feeling and subscribe to the channel to join the Patriots Global family. Appreciate you guys for watching as always. And of course, go Pats!